The lake was quiet. Too quiet. Not even a single bird landed on its waters. No canoes was floating across it. The surface was like fine glass, very smooth and very perfect. This silence was not peaceful, but was pure evil. The lake had always been the pride of the village for many years. Fishermen once filled their baskets with fat tilapia fishes. Women washed clothes by the lakeside, and children laughed as they splashed in the shallow water. The lake brought life to the village. But one day life was taken from it. The lake never forgot and never forgave. It is an eye for an eye. No one spoke of it openly, not even in daylight. But yet when the night fires burned low, the elders would whisper about it. The spirit of the water always remembers. And it will wait for those who had forgotten about it. Generations had learned to live with the curse. They dug wells far from the lake. They planted more crops than they once needed. They didn't touch or near the lake. But not all hearts can live with fear. One dry season, when food was scarce and the harvest was little, there was a young man in the village. His name was Oba. He was a proud young man. Too proud to beg for anything. Too proud to bow down to fear. As he stared at the glittering waters, listening to the whispers of the villagers made his blood very hot. "Fools," he said. "Afraid of a story told by some drunk old men. The lake cannot eat a man." At noon, when the sun was sharp and heavy, Oba dragged out an old canoe from the back of his hut. The villagers watched in silence as he shoved it toward the lake. No one stepped forward to stop him. They only stood and watched. The oldest of the elders called out to him, "Oba, where are you going? Don't be foolish, my son. This evil lake does not forgive. The water remembers every hand that has disrespected her." Oba laughed out loud. "If this evil lake wants me, let it come. But you see, tonight I must eat fish, while the rest of you hopeless villagers should chew dust." He pushed his canoe forward and into the lake. At first, nothing happened. The paddle dipped, the canoe slid forward. The water was normal and the sky was okay. Oba cast his net into the lake. He was smiling as it sank beneath on the silver surface. Then, everything changed. The air grew heavy, pressing down on his chest. The lake went flat, as if the wind itself had died. The trees around the lake stood still. The birds on the trees froze. Even the insects were silent. Oba frowned. He tried pulling his net. But it was heavy. Just too heavy. Then his smile returned back. "Can you all see it?" He shouted toward the villagers. "The lake still has gifts for those of us who have courage." But when the net broke the surface, his voice caught in his throat. There was no fish. Only bones. Fresh, white, and dripping, bones of people, tangled in the threads of his net. The villagers froze in fear. The elder only shut his eyes and whispered, "Not again." Faces rippled across the water around Oba's canoe. Pale, thin faces, their mouths moving but no sound was escaping. Their eyes were very wide and empty. They were just staring at Oba. Oba screamed in fear. He tried to paddle fast, but the water rose in waves. Though there was no wind blowing, his canoe spun, faster and faster, as if invisible hands were pulling it. Then came the voices. Not from the shore, not from the sky, but from the water itself. Soft, whispering, calling his name. "Oba, Oba, don't be afraid. Come and relax with me." Hands rose from the lake. The hands were made of water itself. They grabbed his arms and his legs, dragging him down. His canoe tipped, spilling him into the black depths. The villagers stood frozen as the water swallowed him whole. His scream cut off with a sudden splash. And then came total silence. The lake was quiet again. That night, the people sat in their huts, fires burning low. They were too afraid to speak. But when the wind shifted from the direction of the lake, they can hear him. Oba's voice. Crying for help. Help me. Help me, please help me. No one moved. They knew the truth. The spirit had taken him, and now it is using his voice. One of the elders spoke at last. His words were slow and heavy. There was an innocent woman who was sacrificed to the lake by some jealous elders, years ago. He said. Instead of peace, the lake became evil. The lake spirit had been betrayed with the blood of an innocent woman. This lake does not forget, and it doesn't forgive. To touch its water simply means, you belong to the lake forever. And from that night until this day, the villagers lived with fear of the evil lake. Thank you for watching Dark Drums of Africa. Your only African horror folktales. Like, share with friends and don't forget to subscribe for more horror folktales.